Ancillary Vela here. I'm here with JR.
How's it going?
And here he is. We have him, Mortarion.
In all his gross and pus-filled glory.
And I like to think of him as his mothy glory.
Ooh, yeah, his mothy glory.
He is fantastic. This is the second Daemon Primarch from Games Workshop. This Mortarion is he's just been announced. So this is the big centerpiece model for all you Death Guard fans. I'm a Death Guard player. I have been for over 10 years, so I'm just a little excited. So
he is just an incredible kit, and you can see some of the details that you'll see in the model here. Like, he's got this little cherub with a command staff. He's got like these guys carrying a sensor. You can see both his scythe silence and his pistol, the lantern, all have like special details. They went all out with this guy.
Yeah, it is really neat. On the back of the box, you do get to, let's flip back down really quick. We get to see, you didn't really get to see in all of the preview pictures what the back of the model looks like. So we do get to see that he does have the back of his model here. You can see we have all this cool kind of noxious smoke that's coming out, which you can either, I guess you can either glue it on or keep them off and just have the vents. So you get a build option there. You also have build options for smoke pouring out of the lantern, which is kind of cool. Sorry, out of silence. So pretty neat, as we thought, even more sensors on the back.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to go ahead and open them up, see what the big guy is all about.
Yep. This is a pretty large miniature. As you can see, he's kind of interesting in that it doesn't look like he himself is like the actual the body of Mortarion is as large as Magnus, which was a really wow. Okay, so he's really huge. Well, let's look through this really quickly.
Here we've got the construction book. It shows off everything you'd want to see.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna be starting off with his body, which is bisected right down the middle. Well, you're building his legs first, then his torso and kind of shroud. That all goes onto the base, and then you're gonna attach all of his little cherubs.
Holy cow!
The wings go on. And then all the wing accessories go on.
This is a very intricate model, so if you are building him, be ready to put the work in, but holy cow, is he worth it. I mean...
Also, this is a very organic model.
Yeah.
There's like not a straight line on this thing. Like for those of you used to building vehicles or Space Marines, this model is all kind of weird asymmetrical cuts, and it's all, flowy and organic and twisty.
Curved lines, lots of weird...
Yeah, it's almost like a sculpture has just been digitally, like a classic, sculpture of a person has just been kind of, randomly sliced apart digitally.
Well, even the contact points where he like comes up against the base is very much this organic. Well, you'll see in a minute when we go through the sprue.
I mean, here's his head. So just his head is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is over 5 parts that are all kind of weird and asymmetrical. You do get a copy of his rules, as all of the instructions have. There's no, those are also in the Death Guard Codex.
Absolutely.
So, and then you get them all there.
In whatever language, and then here he is in full color glory.
With all the paints they recommend.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of them.
So let's go ahead and take a look at the sprues.
Yep. Okay, so we have, how many sprues are in this box?
We have two sprues in the box.
There's 2 sprues and the big base.
There's the big one that comes with his, wings and all of his base and stuff. There's all the fiddly bits, all of the head, the weaponry,
so we have the 2 major sprues right there.
And of course this giant base.
All right, let's pull that base off.
All right.
We're going to go over these quickly as a pair, and we'll go over them individually. So here's the front of these. Over here on the right is all of the very large oversized pieces. So we have the left and right of his torso with his shroud. These are his giant demonic moth type wings, and they are, I mean
they're huge.
My hand. This is very, these are large pieces. These are parts of his base. There's the lantern, parts of his legs,
parts of his armor. Arms,
and then this is all the little fiddly bits over here. So the chains, the sensors, all the accessories, his head, all the little tiny
the vents.
The vents on the back. We're gonna flip these over really quickly, so you guys can see the back sides of these. And same thing. You got to all the backs of them. The wings to me are just some of the most impressive pieces.
Absolutely.
They're really well done. Lots of detail both sides. you know, and they're just, you know, same thing. As you can tell from the bits on these sprues, just not a straight line on this kit at all. Little nurglings all over the place. All right, so let's go take a look, JR, at these one at a time. Let's start off with the big one.
Here's a close-up of the wings that Larry was just talking about. As you can see, there's a ton of detail. They are, fittingly, they're moth-eaten. You can see where they've been damaged over the years.
All the little tiny holes, vents. We have that kind of little section here on the tops of them that's kind of like that weird mothy fur.
Absolutely.
It looks really cool.
It's incredible. Here's the lantern up close, along with
right here. It has a really kind of a weird alternating triangle pattern on it that we've never seen really on any Games Workshop weapons before. So it does kind of make it look really funky and unique, which is cool because for all you guys who are Horus Heresy or Fluff Flans, the lantern is a Xenos weapon that was granted to Mortarion back in the Heresy, and he's kept it ever since. Cool. It has a neat lightning power. It just kind of shoots it when you. It's a pistol, but it shoots a straight line. It's one of those weapons that shoots a straight line and damages everything along its path. So
very cool.
It's like a little thunderclap kind of a thing.
You also can see his legs hanging out there. I'm going to show off his base because that is
right here.
I mean, it's just some rocks, but it's real incredible. Like the amount of detail work they've put into all of this stuff.
It's going to dry brush up really, really nicely, and of course, it's not just rocks because this whole thing is digitally designed, so he fits exact. The parts of him that touch those rocks touch them in exactly certain parts, so that those are the main contact points that supports his weight.
Let's talk about his. That's his body, right?
Yeah, that is his torso and his shroud that's kind of hanging off him. He's bisected. Those parts are bisected left-right. So that is, I can't tell if that is his left or his right. I think that this is the front of him.
What I like is all the little wiring or pipes or tubes or whatever that is that's kind of underneath all of it.
It kind of looks like old beat up chainmail is what that is. So he has his armor, and then he has a suit of like old, just rotting, rusting chainmail, and then he has a big tattered cloak over that.
Yep. Here's the other half of his
where you can
body.
Where you can see it a lot more clearly.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely like some kind of chainmail.
Yeah.
And now let's go ahead and hop over to the other sprue. Now this is all the little detail stuff.
Yeah, this is sprue number 2. So where are we here, JR?
We're right up here where I guess that's one of his sensors hanging off of the chain there.
Yeah, here's a sensor here that's being held up by a little nurgling cherub with a gas mask, because of course because everything here has to have gas mask. He has a whole bunch of different sensors that are being held. Not only are they different sizes, they have different detail. The chains that hold them are also different too. Some are just big links, some are barbed.
Yeah,
so they're all different.
These two right here are essentially serving the same function on the model, but like you can see how different the chain is, and even over here it's all curved. Here is let's go look at the big beautiful scythe. There's Silence right there.
Yep.
I love the little chainsaw head right here, up at the tip of it.
It does, and Silence is interesting. It has the Nurgle symbol here. Silence can be built with or without little plastic bits of kind of noxious fumes coming out of it, so you get a lot of those. In fact, there's
the fumes right there.
Yeah, you have some fumes here. There's also over here, there's 2 more large sets of fumes. These are the optional bits that can be put coming out of his vents on his back. So you can either have him with or without those. So it's cool. I mean, they've put a huge amount of love into this kit. It has a lot of detail, and it has a lot of build options. And you can tell, they could have, every place where they could have gone with a simpler route, they definitely took the extra time to add just a huge amount of detail. All the chains are different. All the nurglings are kind of weird and different, and they're all idiosyncratic. So, it wasn't just this is definitely a kit that they put a lot of time and attention into, way more than even most normal kits.
Absolutely. Well, that's a good look at most of the stuff on the sprue. The last little bit I want to show off here is I think that's his, that's the front of his torso?
I assume that is his chest plate.
Yeah, his chest plate.
Yeah, that is his chest plate here. Once again,
and then
some
here
of his
we've
vents.
got the vents, so you can kind of get a sense of the whole model. It's incredible. I don't know what else to say other than this may be one of the best models they've put out in a while.
It is definitely going to be one of the big showpiece models. And, you know, this is going to be the centerpiece of either your Nurgle army for sure, or of your just kind of all Chaos forces in general. I mean, so we have the 3rd Primarch. The kit is beautiful, it's large, it's incredibly detailed, and we can't wait to get this guy assembled and painted up and show you this guy on the tabletop.
Yep. Who do you think we'll see next?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to go, I assume it's going to be a loyalist. So I'm going to say, my guess is going to be, I can't tell you, you figure it out.
Well, thanks for watching, BoLS fans. This is Mortarion. I'm JR.
I'm Larry.
Have a nice day.